welcome to March Magic here at St. Philip Catholic Central High School. My name is Dave Van Geest, and I'm here along with Tim Schreiner as we bring you the opening game of the MHSA Boys District Basketball Tournament here from St. Phil, a game between the St. Philip Tigers and the Eagles of Heritage Christian. And Tim, it's all getting underway here. We had the volleyball going on this Saturday, and now the basketball gets into full swing across the stage.
Yep, everybody, if you didn't draw by, everybody gets to start off 0-0. It doesn't matter what your record was during the regular season. It doesn't matter whether you won a conference championship. You're all starting at the get-go as we're heading toward that road to the Breslin Center in the state championships.
Okay, let's quickly try and run down the starting lineup. First for St. Phil, the guards will be Santos Ramos, number 21, and Elliot Ure, number 14. Ben Downey and Andrew Solich will be at the forwards, while David Ugeti will start at center for St. Phil. This is Santos Ramos bringing it up, and we'll try and get the Heritage lineup as soon as we can. Downey now with it, gets it back out here to the top to Solich. St. Phil looking on offense for the first 2 points. Shot on the way, no good. Get the rebound, and that's going to be rejected. A nice play by Ryan Hurd, number 24, but St. Phil will retain control.
Well, a good start, good crowd, a lot of enthusiasm going on, Dave, and these two teams have met earlier in the season at the holiday tournament here in Battle Creek. Heritage Christian with an 8-point victory.
Solich's shot is no good. It's pulled down by Ryan Hurd, and here come the Eagles down the court. Here is Drew Crookston for the first 2 points of the night. Drew starting at one guard while Philip Dorlag starts at the other. Ryan Hurd and Andrew Esterline are up front at the forward spots, and Brian Smith, number 52, is the big man in the middle. Smith kind of changed the shot right there. St. Phil with another shot, didn't get it. Finally, it's pulled down there by Ugeti, and he will control for St. Philip.
Tell you, rebounding is going to play a big key to this ball game, Dave. St. Phil, without the use of Tom Prebish tonight, is going to be a big key. St. Phil is going to have to box out and rebound.
We're going to get our first foul as Ben Downey goes to the basket. And the foul is going to go against Brian Smith. That's his first and the first team foul. And it will send Downey to the line looking for St. Philip's first points. And the first free throw is no good.
St. Phil looks a little nervous, Dave. It is the first game of districts, and it's always, those first few minutes are always important because you got to kind of get the butterflies out. And right now, St. Phil does look a little nervous.
And they're playing at home, but nice job by Ugeti there to strip the ball away from Philip Dorlag underneath the basket. Now he tries the jumper. That's going to roll off. No good. But Solich was there to tap it back out, and the Tigers control again. So right now, St. Phil doing an excellent job on the offensive glass. And as Tim mentioned, they're going to have to do that throughout the night if they want to win this one. There's a three-pointer on the way. That's no good. And we got a traveling violation on Ugeti. It was Andrew Solich with the three attempt, but right now the Tigers just can't find anything to fall.
Well, it acts like there's a lid on the basket, but you're right. They're doing an outstanding job on the offensive glass. They're hitting it hard. They're getting second and third shots, but they can't get the ball to fall.
You know, the fans are certainly into it here at St. Philip for both these squads. A large contingent that's come from Heritage Christian as well. And so a lot of excitement around this first game of the districts as we get a turnover here by Heritage. And St. Phil will go back on the attack. They're trailing 2-0. We're 2 minutes into the first quarter. Here's a three on the way by Elliot Ure, no good. St. Phil again with the rebound. Solich to the goal. He's going to have the basket wiped out for traveling. Again, Ben Downey with the rebound that time.
I really think that traveling call was not on Solich, but was on Downey as he got rid of the ball.
You know, either way, it wiped out St. Phil's first basket. Here's a shot on the way by Dorlag, and the rebound pulled out of there by Ryan Hurd. We're going to get our first foul on St. Phil going against Santos Ramos, and that time the Eagles going to the backboard with authority.
Well, that's actually about their only third shot, Dave, because again, St. Phil down here at the other end is getting 3 or 4 shots at the hoop, and Heritage hasn't exactly been down here a whole heck of a lot.
Shot is on the way and good by Hurd. And he'll get one more as the lead has increased now to 3-0. Lets it go. And he makes it. And it's a 4-0 lead.
No need to panic for St. Phil just yet. 2-point baskets behind. It's early.
Pass goes inside. A couple of shots there by Ugeti, and finally pulled out by Crookston for Heritage. He goes down the lane, gets the basket and the foul.
Okay, here's what we got now. What just happened, nice play that time by Drew Crookston. He made the steal, got the basket, got the foul, and then couldn't keep his mouth closed. And they've called a technical on him for taunting. So we're going to get a free throw down here, and then St. Phil's going to come down and shoot 2 more down here.
And Crookston was a little bit exuberant right there with his excitement of the basket. Then words were exchanged. Now the referees are talking it over, so
now the way this should work is he should shoot his 1 free throw down here. That'll be the end of the 3-point possibility. And then St. Phil will come down to the other end here and shoot 2-shot technical. That's also a personal on Drew, so we'll have to keep an eye on that later on. But right now, St. Phil's on the schneid and can't seem to get off it.
Yeah, the free throw is no good. But we'll march to the other end where Santos Ramos will shoot the tees and put them on the board, making the score now 6-1. Second one is no good. And we're going to get some substitutions now as Mike Bowling checks in, along with JT Raysnyder.
If you're Heritage Christian, that's not something you certainly want to see happen. Because again, it could possibly take away all the momentum that they've been building. But we'll have to wait and see what happens.
Well, here's an alley-oop pass, no good, as Previous couldn't get it to go down. Coming down the other end is Ryan Hurd. Hurd to the basket, brings it out. 3-pointer on the way by Dorlag, no good. Rebound underneath, that's no good by Berger, but finally tipped in, and it's now 8-1.
Well, Dave, I can tell you right now, you can tell it's March in here.
And a turnover. Philip Dorlag taking it down the lane, puts it up off the window too hard. Rebound by Rathensnyder, no good. Santos Ramos pulls it out. Tigers on the run now. Down the lane they come. The shot on the way by Ramos, no good. Previous to the board, and he can't get that to fall. The St. Philip shooting woes continue.
Almost 4 minutes now, and St. Phil has not made a field goal.
Mike Bowling for 3, that's no good. Rebound Crookston, that won't go off the back of the iron. And here come the Tigers. Downey ahead for Ugeti, that's no good. Once again, they just can't seem to get in the basket. Nice play. Crookston for 3, and he got it. And St. Philip needs timeout as it's 11-1 with 3:58 to go in the first. And Kim, you get the feeling you're watching a pretty even game as far as the kind of shots the teams are getting and as far as the rebounding, but right now St. Phil just can't put it in the basket.
Well, St. Phil's doing a couple things wrong, Dave. First of all, as you well know, you've coached, I've coached basketball, you got to use the glass on those little puppies, and right now St. Phil on this end is not doing that. They're trying to kind of put it over the front lip, trying to swish it, if you will, and they're not getting the ball off the glass, and they're not making baskets. Again, they've gone about 4 minutes now and have not made a field goal. They've gotten 1 free throw, and that's been it. They've done a nice job on the offensive glass at this end, but as good a job as they're doing on the offensive glass is not as good a job as they're doing on the defensive glass.
Well, I'm not doing my usual role that I have with Harper Creek of keeping stats, but I know what 0% looks like, and that's where we're at right now. Here we got a whistle and a foul, and this is going to be, well, he gave the signal for 2. I thought originally that'd be on the floor, but Mike Bowling picks up his first foul.
Looks like they called him on the drive, and I really thought that he was on the floor, but That's not my decision, so St. Phil gets a chance to
Solich
get some
will
more
get a couple
points.
free throws, and the first one's good. St. Philip glad to see those free throws. That's the only kind of shot they've been able to make so far. 11-2 our score, 3:43 to go in the first. Second one is also good. And we're going to get a Tiger substitution as Chris Mikely comes in. He'll replace Dave Ugetti.
And again, St. Phil can't panic. There's lots of time left. The lid will come off eventually. And again, if they want to press full court, they've got to make baskets.
Here they're down to the other end, laid off the window. Josh Rayschneider with the easy two from Mike Bowling. And it's 13-3. Here's Santos Ramos now with the basketball. Gives it off from Mikely, back to Ramos. Ramos comes out, dribbles out to the top of the circle. Ramos down the lane, lays it off the window, and there's that first basket.
Well, about 5 minutes went by before they got that first basket. Now that the lid's off, we'll see if maybe St. Phil can't put 2 or 3 together.
They're down 8. At the other end, we're going to get a foul. As you got to be impressed with this Heritage Christian's ball movement down here, Tim. They move that ball quickly and find the open man very well.
Well, I'm not sure that Terry Newton shouldn't move into maybe a zone here, Dave. I'm not sure foot speed-wise that they can stay man-to-man with Heritage Christian. They pass the ball very well. They're penetrating on the dribble drive. I'd like to see maybe if Heritage can make some outside shots here from outside of about 5 feet.
I'll tell you, since JT Rayschneider's come in, they've really looked at him down low, and he's putting on a pretty good show. Mikely had the rebound. He had the foul, by the way, there. And here we get a turnover as Previous' pass is intercepted by Mike Bowling. Back to the other end they come. Crookston in the corner. Gives it up now for Ryan Hurd down the lane. Puts it up and in. 16-5. The Eagles by 11. Elliot Ure now brings it down the lane, has it stripped away. It was poked out of there by Philip Dorlag. Picked up by Ryan Hurd. Hurd down the other end. Bowling now, it's a nice fake, goes into Rayschneider, and Rayschneider traveled.
You and me have done some basketball before, and I think right now what St. Phil's doing, Dave, is they're rushing. They're rushing their shots. They're not really setting themselves and getting good, clean shots. They're kind of doing the hoop scoop kind of thing and really not running a solid offense at this point.
Here's Ryan Riley, who's just checked into the game. He's going to pick up a foul on his way to the basket. This will be St. Phil's ball out of bounds, as that is the 4th team foul on the Eagles. Philip Dorlag picking up his first. And ball comes into Previous. Previous goes down the lane, puts the shot up way short. Right there's a nice save. Previous gets the basket.
That was a nice save by Ramos, led to a basket.
But again, I said Previous, I mean Andy Solich there.
But again, St. Phil kind of rushing their shot, off-balance shooting, and that's why the ball's not going in for them.
St. Phil missing Tommy Previous tonight. He will not see action. But here's Solich again from 3. That's no good. Again, I think in your last couple shots, except for the one he made, you're seeing Solich being one of those you're talking about that's hurrying their shot. Here's Crookston from the corner. That's no good off the back of the iron. Solich with a rebound. He's got Riley all alone down the other end. He corrals it off the window for 2. 16-9. The Tigers showing some life here in the later stages of the period. 1:11 to go here in the first.
Little cherry picking that time by Riley, but a layup's a layup.
Crookston won 3, went for the dive, didn't get it, but the Eagles get the rebound. Ball's loose and thrown to the wrong man, and Riley can't control the ball, however, and it's picked up by Ryan Hurd. Crookston down the lane, shot blocked as Dorlag went to the goal, tried another shot, and that's pulled down by St. Philip, and we got wild action here right now.
This is insane.
Santos Ramos to the goal, no good. Downey with a tip. Ben Downey's first 2 of the night. It's 16-11. We got a turnover. Ryan Hurd turns it over on the travel.
Well, I tell you what, it's been helter-skelter up and down the court, just crazy in here. But I tell you what St. Phil has done. St. Phil has weathered the storm, and now if they can just take their time and make some quality baskets instead of, and which they've done the last few times down the court.
Not to mention, both coaches there going for substitutes just to give people a rest here. Here's Riley from three. That's nowhere near close. Wanted to foul and didn't get it. And it'll be Heritage Christian ball underneath with 15.3 to go in the first. Ball comes into Dorlag.
Well, now St. Phil's back into his zone. Let's see what happens. See if they can keep him from penetrating and make him shoot the ball outside, even though there's like 15 seconds
Start
left.
their offense with about 6 seconds to go. 3 on the clock. Here's the three by Crookston. No good off the back of the iron. That's the best shot they could get to end period number 1 at 16-11. And Tim, while we have just a little bit of a break, I'd like to tell you our sponsors tonight, our previous chiropractic center, Troy Huggett's Fitness Pro, and the Catholic Athletic Association, who are bringing you this fast-paced basketball action to you. And I'd almost need to rest myself up here.
Well, the pace has been hectic. The pace has been very quick up and down the court. Both teams are kind of flying up and down the court, throwing the ball all over the place, and it hasn't been the most, you know, the greatest basketball game in the history of the world. Both teams playing hard, and you can tell this is game number 1 of the district tournament.
Yes, there is no tomorrow. As far as the basketball season is concerned, and St. Philip, considering how poorly they shot to start this game, is really rather fortunate to be down only 5. And right now, I got to say the momentum's with the Tigers a little bit.
Oh, I think so. I really think, and it looks like St. Phil may be going back to man-to-man. I really think that a zone might actually help them a little bit. But Terry Newton wants to play man-to-man, so they're going to play man-to-man. Prime example of what I meant.
Dorlag's shot rolled off. Down the other end they come. Fast break. We got to travel. Jim Kohalski got caught underneath the basket.
Well, I think his idea of dishing it off after he caught it was going to work, but he didn't get his feet down and kind of shuffled before he passed it.
Yeah, just like you say, they're just a little bit too much of a hurry on offense. So they got to find some patience down there on the offensive end. Here's Bowling being hawked by Riley. Bowling now trying to take Riley to the hoop. He gets down the lane, puts the shot up, going to be short. Riley with the rebound. And we got a whistle and a foul behind the play.
I think this is on Kalamazoo. Looks like it might be on Esterline.
Well, first they were talking to the St. Philip man there.
Yeah, it is on Esterline.
Dave Ugatti. That's their 5th foul.
And again, Dave, I can't stress enough, you'd really like to see St. Phil kind of run their offense a little bit, maybe get a quality shot, set some screens, and not have to force things a little bit.
Hey, this has been a rough physical game, too. These guys are really going at it on the court there. Here's Riley for 3. That's no good. Ugatti had a hand on it, but Crookston brings it down for the Eagles. Here comes Philip Dorlag, and he loses control. And we got a dispute over where which way the ball's going. And now it will stay with the Eagles.
Well, that's the correct call. Ewer that time reached from behind and swatted it out of bounds. The official on the baseline was blocked out, so that was the correct call.
You got 2 Dorlag boys in there for Heritage Christian right now. Philip wearing 14 and Stephen wearing 20. Here's Philip down the lane. His shot won't fall. And Tim, you know that lid has kind of moved from St. Phil's end of the court down to Heritage Christian.
Tell you, this game is, you were right, Dave. This game is becoming extremely physical.
They're kind of finding it hard to hit the easy layup now.
There's a lot of guys on the deck in this game. Every time you turn around, there's another player on the deck. Well,
Tim, we talked before the game about how these two teams played earlier at the Holiday Classic at Kellogg Arena, and Heritage won that one. And I think at that game, they each got each other's attention. And with the stakes this high.
Well, I'm sure St. Phil remembers.
With the stakes this high, you're seeing that kind of spill out of the court. Here's Crookston with a basket. That's their first 2 of the second quarter. Elliot Ure had just scored for St. Philip. So the second quarter is even at 2-2. Ure with it now, gives it off to Downey on the right side. Out for Uggetti. Uggetti drives down lane, pulls up, 15-footer, good. He threw a nice one over Andrew Esterline there. And then we saw a push off on the way back.
Well, I tell you what's happening here, Dave, and both teams are doing it. As you mentioned, it's a physical game, but every time there's a jump shot taken, both teams are boxing out the shooter, and I do mean boxing out the shooter. And that time, Uggetti made the nice jump shot, didn't like the fact he got boxed out, so he shoved, and that's what he got caught for. But both teams are doing it right now. When you're talking about the physicality of the game, that's what's happening on those jump shots. They're boxing out, they're knocking people down.
Well, they come. We got a whistle and a foul. Nice penetration that time by Philip Dorlag, and JT Resnider, who has... JT's impressed me, Tim. He did not start tonight's game, but he came in and gave Christian a big lift. And when he comes in there, his teammates find him around the basket, and they really try to push the ball inside, and he's been a force while he's been in.
Well, he's what you call a garbage player, Dave. The ball seems to find him, and you know, he's not one of those ultra skilled players, but if the ball comes to him, he finds a way to get to the ball and puts the ball in the basket.
Missed 2 free throws, however. Downey pulls it out for St. Phil. With a 3-pointer, they could tie this game up after trailing 11-1 at one point. Here it is on the way, no good. The tip, battle for it. Downey finally pulls it down, takes it back to the glass. This shot falls a little short. And now it's Brian Smith with the basketball. Back to Dorlag. He takes a 3, in and out. Rebound, Downey. Here comes Riley. He's got Santos Ramos on the right side. Riley takes it himself, and he's going to pick up a foul on Phil Dorlag, his second.
Actually, pretty good defense that time by Philip Dorlag. Let's see, that's Dorlag. But because he really made Riley decide what he wanted to do with the ball. And he didn't really sit in the middle and let the 2-on-1 happen, even though he did draw the foul.
Riley's first free throw falls in. 3 points for Ryan on the night. And Andrew Solich is coming back in. He's going to replace Uggetti. It's also interesting to note that as Riley makes the second one, that Coach Kevin Farmer here has went with a little bit bigger lineup right now, playing both Ray Snyder and Brian Smith together down on the blocks.
Well, I think he did that the first time just because of the size, but Downey's got his work cut out for him down there right now. Well, they've went to the zone. We'll see what happens.
Eagles by 1. Comes to the inside here for Smith. His shot no good.
Look who got the board.
No, I think that's what he's looking for, to get those 2 big guys going at it on the glass down there. Kind of combat some of St. Phil's rebounding ability. 2017, Tigers trailing by 3 with 4.5 to go in the half. No good. Smith pulls the rebound down for the Eagles. He gets it ahead here now for Steve Dorlag. Cross for Phil Dorlag. In the corner for Crookston, who had the hot hand early, but's kind of cooled off now. There's a turnover. Smith's pass too hard, goes off the board. Riley for 3 to tie, and it goes in and out. Downey with a rebound, can't get it in. Crookston now leads the break, 2-on-2 to the other end. They're running the floor, tipped in, raced
there he is.
in there.
Well, I tell you, that ball seems to find him wherever he's at.
He now has 7 points. With 5. Crookston goes inside for Davis, back outside for Dorlag. Dorlag down the lane, gives it up for Ray Steiner, off the window for 2.
Well, I tell you right now, Dave, Heritage is absolutely murdering St. Phil on the block. Downey's just got to get a little tougher down there because right now they're just getting murdered on the block.
Well, excellent recognition there by Dorlag as well. He took that ball right down the lane and created the opening and got the ball where it needed to be. First shot is no good by Solich. Here's the shot by Ure. That's no good. And once again, Philip Dorlag pulls the rebound down. Goes for the big man, but too far. And that time his pass was just a little too soon because JT Raysnyder wasn't looking. And the ball just sailed over his head, and he really didn't know it was coming.
No, you can't catch what you can't see, and he wasn't really paying attention. He was heading toward the block where he's been the whole ball game, but they tried to lead him out in front and just threw it a little too far.
He was trying to establish position on his home down there, but a little bit too quick that time. Ramos now down the lane, scoops up the shot off the window and in. And Tim, you mentioned it early. That is not exactly the kind of shot you want to teach a lot, but if you hit the window, you got a chance, and that one did.
Now that time, Dave, Downey did a much better job on the block. Right now, he's going to have to front that kid and make him go over the top of him when Heritage penetrates on the zone, and it wasn't happening the last few times. That time he got a hand on it, caused the turnover.
2:18 to go and a half. Big possession for St. Phil. They've crept ever so close after falling behind 11-1, but they have not been able to tie it up or take the lead yet. They could do it on this trip. Here's Ramos going down the lane, gives it off for Solich. That's no good. Rebound is going to be short. That was Uggetti with the board, and he'll get to shoot free throws now as Brian Smith picks up his second foul.
And that is going to put St. Phil in the bonus also, even though they're going to get 2 shots here. That's still going to put St. Phil in the bonus for shoot free throws for the next couple minutes.
1:58 to go. Uggetti's shot on the back of the iron, won't fall in. I think it's partly to blame of the fast pace of the game, but this has not been a real pretty free throw shooting contest so far. Second one in and out. 0 for 2. So the Tigers cannot capitalize. We got a timeout, Heritage Christian. With 1:55 to go here in the second quarter. And the Eagles leading the Tigers by 2, 24-22.
Conditioning is going to play, if the pace continues to go as it is, conditioning is going to play a big key, and Heritage Christian only has 9 players. St. Phil has played probably, how many have they played, Dave? They've played or at least 8 or 9 so far.
I have them playing just about 8 right now. So
they're playing about 8. But the key is with only 9 players, you're looking at the 4 or 5, 6 kids that have played most of the minutes. And if this pace continues, the fourth quarter conditioning could play a big key, especially now that St. Phil has climbed their way back in it.
Well, I'm just saying that you play at such a fast pace, and then you got to stop, stand still, and shoot a free throw. Sometimes that can be hard to do. That makes that shot a little bit harder than in a slowdown game. Well, the first shot back from the break, Ryan Hurt's 3 attempt is no good, and we get a foul down here. And as you mentioned, Tim, the Tigers now in the bonus as Raysnyder picks up that foul, and the Tigers will now get a 1-and-1, and that really isn't a very smart foul that far away from your basket when you're in the bonus.
Well, not with 1:40 left in the first half, it's not either.
Once you get over that 6-foul limit, you got to limit your fouls to the fouls that are going to lead to a basket. Riley makes the first. He's now got 5 points and a chance to tie for St. Philip. And he makes the second one. Ryan Riley having no trouble with free throws. He's 4 for 4. We're tied at 24, 1:36 to go. There's the ball stripped away by Riley. Ahead for Riley. Riley down the lane, puts it up. The Tigers get their first lead. Here's Crookston. Gets it back now for Hurd. Hurd gives it up for Bowling, and Bowling's called for traveling.
I'm going to pat myself on the back here, Dave. This run started when St. Phil went to a zone. It just basically, you try to tell people don't drive a zone, and Heritage got away with a few baskets, but they're not making shots anymore from the outside. St. Phil's turned that momentum completely around.
Yep, the first quarter belonged to the Eagles, but the Tigers have taken control here in the second. Here comes Solich down the lane, off the window. And Andrew now with 6 points. Here's Smith, gets it back out for Crookston. He wants 3 points. He can't get it off the back of the iron. Smith the rebound, that's too hard. Rebound Solich. And we got a whistle. And that's going to be a foul on Smith. And that's critical because he's just picked up his third foul.
Well, we'll see what the scoreboard says. Is that what you got him for, is 3? And again, St. Phil goes to the line, shoots more free throws. That is his third. As long as St. Phil's going to stay in that zone, Dave, they've got to block out and rebound. If they can do that, they'll take control of this game because I'm not sure Heritage can make the outside shot with a hand in their face. Something that wasn't going on in the first few minutes of the ball game.
Well, Drew Crookston came out very hot. He had a 3, a long-range 2, and a nice layup, and since then he has cooled off considerably.
And again, if you remember, it was 11-1. Now it's 29-24. So St. Phil has really turned up the pressure and turned up the skill level a little bit, and we'll see if Heritage can stay with them.
Rivas now taking his second shot, and that's good. Again, I said Prebish. I don't know why I'm doing that. That's obviously Solich. There's the tip on the way, and no good. The rebound, Snyder can't get it to fall. And right now, it's got to be frustrating for Heritage because they're getting the shots. They just can't put them in.
Well, they're getting the offensive rebounds and shots, and that's what I was just talking about. If St. Phil will block out and hold them to one shot, they're getting a hand in the shooter's face and really making the shots misdirected. But they're not getting the offensive rebound. Right now, Schneider's getting all the offensive rebounds.
I think that's another big storyline in this first half, as each team has went through some times when, quite frankly, they have just been abysmal shooting the ball. Ray Snyder now with both free throws, has 9 points in this first half. This team trails by 4. St. Phil leading 30-26, 22 to go. They may be considering the last shot here. Raleigh on the drive, pulls up, gives it now to Solich. Solich goes to the window and puts it up and in. Solich looking much better. And we got a steal here. Santos Ramos pushing it for Riley too far. With 1.6, it'll be out of bounds to Christian. That was another thing we talked about in that first quarter, Tim, about putting the ball off the window. And in the second quarter, St. Philip has hit that window with great expertise, and they've watched their shooting percentage skyrocket. There's the heave down court by Dorlag. That'll sail wide to the left. And at the end of one half of play, St. Philip down 11-1 has come back and taken a 6-point lead at 32-26.
Well, the first half has been kind of rock and roll, Dave. It's kind of a two-quarter thing. First quarter was pretty much all Heritage. Second quarter, all St. Phil. And as you said, St. Phil started getting the ball off the glass in the right spot, and all of a sudden that shooting percentage starts to climb when you hit that ball off the little window and the ball goes in, something we're not doing in the first half.
Tigers outscoring the Eagles in that quarter 21-10 to take this 6-point advantage, but there's still a lot of basketball left to play, and if the first half was any indication, a lot more excitement coming for you here in the second half. Before we take our break, once again, I'd like to remind you that tonight's game is brought to you by Previous Chiropractic Center, the Troy Huggins Fitness Pro, and the Catholic Athletic Association. Once again, our halftime score, St. Philip 32, Heritage Christian 26, and we'll be back with second half action after we pause for a few moments for halftime, and we'll be back with all the excitement of the second half in just a few moments. Well, Tim, we're back here at St. Phil Catholic Central. The Tigers leading 32-26, and Tim, we've been asked to tell you that we had a little technical difficulty in the second quarter for a little bit. Apparently someone pulled the plug out there in the studio, and so we were gone for a little while. So We'll just tell you during that time, as Lindsey Nelson would say, they ran 3 downs and punted at Notre Dame.
Moved to further action in the third quarter.
Hey, you didn't miss much with people just running up and down the court, but what you did see was St. Philip outscoring Heritage Christian 21-10 in that second quarter to come back from a 16-11 deficit to a 32-26 lead. Andrew Solich leads the Tigers with 10 points. Ryan Riley has 8. At the other end, Joshua Rest-Snyder and Drew Crookston each have 9, and that's where we're at the halftime. Heritage now does have a problem with Brian Smith's number 52 playing with 3 fouls there. And there's a turnover. It's taken away from Esterline. Elliot Gerd to the goal for 2. There's a long 3 by Philip Dulag to start the scoring for Christian. Dulag now with 7 points. And it's 34-29.
Well, we'll have to wait and see what kind of adjustments that Coach Newton made at halftime for the Tigers.
Here's the shot on the way, no good. That one by Ugeti. Ugeti gets his own rebound, tries a turnaround 15-footer that might have been ill-advised. Crookston pulls the rebound down for the Eagles. And the Eagles will come back out, and they'll try another 3. That's no good and a little too hard. And Ugeti gets the ball ahead for Downey. Downey down the lane, explodes to the goal for 2. Well, Tim Dorlag hit that first 3, and here's Crookston with another 3. That hit the side of the backboard.
Well, once again, Dave, I think as I talked about it the first half, St. Phil is getting in the face of the shooters from Heritage Christian, forcing them to make longer shots than maybe they want to.
Well, Dorlag came out and hit that first 3. And I got to tell you, while he did make it, and it was 3 points, I got to believe that St. Phil would like to see him take that shot all night long, because that was way out there, and he's not going to shoot a good percentage from that.
No, and I think that's going to be the key to the ball game. I think St. Phil switched defenses and has made them shoot the ball outside, and I think that's been a big key to the St. Phil's comeback.
Got a whistle and a foul, and if this is on Davis, no, it's not going to be. It's going to be called on Hurd. That's good news for the Eagles.
Foot speed-wise, I think Heritage Christian might be a step quicker than St. Phil, and I think if St. Phil stays in their zone, makes Heritage shoot the ball to the outside, I think you'll see this lead expand.
Solich makes the first one. I think another big thing for St. Phil in this game was they're now getting in their comfort zone shooting the ball. They were just all out of sync to start this game. You mentioned being a little nervous about this being the first game of the tournament, and since they've kind of settled down and made that run, they look much better on the offensive end with the ball when they go to shoot it. Look now, gives it to Crookston. Crookston goes to the corner. We're going to get a whistle and a blocking foul. This is going to go against St. Philip.
Well, I think they were nervous, Dave. I mean, you're playing on your home court. You're having a chance to play for the district. You know, you're playing districts on your home court. You're bound to be a little nervous. And I think in the first 5 minutes of this game, St. Phil was just that.
These first 4 minutes of this half are very important. If St. Phil can keep this lead, that will bode well. If Christian can get right back in it, then it'll be a free-for-all the rest of the way. It took a hand in the face, but Smith got the ball back and put it off the window for 2. That's Brian Smith's first 2 of the night. He's had several close-in looks, but hasn't been able to get any to go down, so maybe that'll get him going. Solich now to the goal, drives down the lane, pumps it back out here on the drive, and good for Chris Mikely. Mikely's first basket of the game.
Well, you can also see St. Phil's confidence on the shooting end rise dramatically.
Dorlag for 3, and that was a real good look for Phil. He was open, he was right up on the line, and that's the kind of 3-point shot they want. 10-point or 9-point lead now for, actually, I'm not sure because St. Phil is losing points on the scoreboard now. Here comes Dorlag down the lane, no good. They put the 3 up on the wrong side, so it was St. Philip 40-34. As the referee's going to talk over this foul.
Now, are you trying to tell me that this should be 37 something, or should be?
No, but at one point St. Philip had 43, and I looked up at the scoreboard and said, St. Philip.
Oh, this is interesting. Okay, they have called on this play here, even though he missed the layup, St. Phil was in the net, pulled the net down. They have counted the basket, offensive goaltending, or defensive goaltending, and now they're going to get to shoot the second shot, or the third shot for the three-point play. And I'm not really sure that Coach Newton knows that yet.
The shot by Dorlag is good. The foul was on Solich, that's his second. And now it's 40-37. Here comes Santos Ramos. He turns in the lane and lays it up and in. Ramos creates, and it's a 5-point lead again. Here's Crookston from three-point land. Got it. Well, they've hit 3 threes now in this quarter.
It's a good thing this ceiling isn't any lower.
Yeah. But you can play the ceiling on your side of the court. We explained that during volleyball. Here's Solich. Out of bounds.
Wait a minute.
Christian. Now we're going to get the referees conferring a lot. They've done this several times, which is good because you want to get the call right. And they've decided that it is the correct call right now. And Tim, I was somewhat prophetic here, saying this first 4 minutes would be important. We're coming up on the 4-minute mark, and Christian's only down by 2 with a chance to tie. Here's a fake, comes back out for Dorlag. He wants 3 in the lead, no good, hits the back of the iron. Bowling pulls it down, back to Crookston for 3. He got it! St. Philip wants timeouts as they have been hit with a barrage of 3-point goals. As Philip Dorlag and Drew Crookston have each hit 2. And the momentum has swung from red and white to blue and white here in this third quarter.
Well, I think again, we talk about the shooting, and they're getting it. If the guy's going to shoot the ball like that and you get a hand in his face, he still makes them. Okay. What do you do? I mean, right now, if you're St. Phil, you just got to work on trying to not let him get his feet set. He seems to be the type of shooter that if you let him get his feet set, he's going to make shots. But if you kind of get him on the move and not let him get his feet set, that might be a thing that Coach Newton needs to tell his kids, hey, don't let him sit there, square up, take all day to shoot the ball, because he's going to bury it.
13 points for Philip Dorlag. And 15 for Drew Crookston. They are leading the charge back. Here comes Ure down the lane, pull it up short. Dorlag has a rebound. Phil leading a 3-on-2 break, pulls up, takes the 3, no good. That 3 might have been ill-advised. And here comes Santos Ramos. Ramos down the lane, creates to the goal, throws it up, can't get it to fall. But he got the blocking foul. And he'll get a pair of free throws as Ryan Hurd picks up his second foul.
Well, that time Dorlag came down, or that was Phillip, really shot a three-pointer on a break and really didn't get his feet set. Like you said, probably not a three-pointer that was advised at that point.
Ramos makes the first to tie it at 43. Santos now with 8 on the night, looking for his 9th point. He gets that to go. And again, the Tigers take the lead. So it's seesawing back and forth here in the third. Eagles down the way down. Shot on the way by Hurd, no good. Pulled down by Downey. Solich now on the fast break. Puts it over for Mikely in the corner. Mikely down the baseline, puts it up underneath and in. Chris Mikely with an impressive acrobatic 2. And now Coach Sparver wants timeout.
Well, this has been pretty doggone dull so far.
Well, it gives us a chance to once again thank our sponsors for helping us bring it to you. Previous Chiropractic Center, Troy Huggett's Fitness Pro, the Catholic Athletic Association. Want to thank those good folks for helping us bring March Magic to you. And this is what it's all about right here, Coach Tim Schreiner. 46-43, Tigers in the lead, 3:01 to go in the third. And we look like we're headed for a great finish right down the stretch.
Well, I think right now Heritage Christian is kind of, I really think that timeout for nothing else is to try to take the crowd out of the game, just to kind of slow the momentum. St. Phil got a nice reverse layup by Mikely there, and kind of got the crowd into it. It's almost like at the Class D level, it's almost like a dunk when you make those reverse layups. And I think that was a timeout just to say, whoa, hold on, let's calm things down a little bit.
Well, I think another thing, too, you expend a lot of energy making the comeback that they did here in the third. And now when you get ahead and then you see it start to go, you may need a little bit of a rest just to take your time and get back into the motion of the whole thing and not let St. Phil go right back on a run. But here's Ramos down the lane. He's willing to take it down that lane. Here's Solich's shot, no good, falls short, pulled out of there by Hurd. Hurd gets it ahead for Crookston. Crookston on the drive down the lane, back out here for Dorlag, back to Crookston. Crookston takes a 15-footer. He really didn't get a good look at that shot either. And Coach Kevin Farmer looked at it and say, like, man, you got to have more patience than that.
Well, that last time down, Solich may have shown a little bit of his sophomore right there.
Ramos back to Mikely. Mikely explodes to the goal, can't get it to fall. And Chris Mikely has given the Tigers a little lift on offense here with a couple strong moves to the goal.
Well, he's got some ups too, Dave. I mean, he gets up toward the rim a little bit. That time, really, the drive down the lane and got up with some height, and really is what kind of drew the foul.
That foul's on Esterline. That's his second. The free throw does fall. Mikely now with 5 points, all in this quarter. Ugeti is coming in to give Andrew Solich a rest here. And Mikely will try and make it 2 in a row. No good. Pulled down out of there by Ryan Hurd. Hurd takes it himself all the way down, 8 feet, pulls up, Dorlag 3 on the way, and gets it to go. Philip Dorlag is answering the challenge. That's 3 threes this half.
Well, I tell you what, it's the thank goodness for the three-point goal, or Heritage would be in a different time zone.
Ramos down the lane. Ryan Riley now with the basketball. Riley down the lane, gives it off for Downey. Downey to the goal, gets the basket to fall, and the foul.
I tell you, that was nice penetration that time by Riley. Just went down the lane, drew the defense to him, dished it off. Downey goes to the glass looking for contact, drew the contact, and dropped the ball in the hole.
That's the third foul on Esterline. Downey now going for the three-point play the old-fashioned way by earning it. And he gets it in. .50-46. Dorlag off to Crookston. Crookston on the right side. Gives it back here for Hurd. Hurd goes down the lane. He's going to be fouled by Ugeti. Ryan Hurd, who got off to a great start in this game, getting 4 points in the first quarter, and that early run by Heritage has not scored since. And I'm sure Coach Kevin Farmer would like to see him get hot here down the stretch. First one is good. That was thinking about coming out.
Spun around there about 3 or 4 times.
Hurd second free throw also down. And it's 50-48. Elliot Ure now gives it off to Ugeti down the lane. He puts the shot up good. He's trading baskets right now. We're getting some high-powered offense at both ends. Hurd with a basketball, goes down inside for Smith, back to Dorlag, his layup's no good, rebound pulled out by Ugeti. Give it off to Elliot Ure, under a minute now in the third. 50 seconds to go. St. Philip may actually think about taking one shot. Then again, a three by Ben Downey. Downey tips the rebound back out to Ure. Excellent job of following his shot there. You got to box out the shooter, and Heritage Christian failed to do it that time. Riley now with the basketball. 28 on the clock.
I really think St. Phil's going to try to hold it for one shot at this point. And since Heritage is playing man-to-man, I got to believe that you want Riley at the point here. Get a little penetration just off for a layup.
Downey gives it back to Elliot Ure. 9 seconds to go. Down to 7. Ure loses it off his foot, picks it back up, but now they're not going to get nothing. You're going to try a heave three. That's no good, and that'll end the half. So not what St. Philip wanted, but it did kill a minute with a 4-point lead, so it could have been worse.
Oh, it could have been a lot worse, but the key is, again, Heritage came out, started making some bombs, making those three-pointers, and really got themselves back in the game with the three-point goal. But St. Phil just kept fighting off, and if you're Terry Newton, you got to be very pleased with a 4-point lead after the barrage of three-pointers that Heritage threw up there.
Well, they're rising for the school song now here at St. Philip, and they're trying to urge their Tigers on. The Tigers, again, were building a pretty sizable lead and saw that evaporate by the three-point heroics of Philip Dorlag and Drew Crookston. And now hold a rather precarious 4-point advantage going into the final minutes. But I get the feeling, Tim, that this game could come down to some foul shooting. One of these teams
it could happen.
One of these teams is going to have an advantage, and they're going to be sent to the line. And if they make their free throws, may win rather handily in the end. But if they don't, we could be in for a real close game as we get a travel call there.
Yeah, they called him for turning the ball over. Palming, if you will.
All right. The lead was 6 at half. Heritage Christian outscoring the Tigers by 2 in that third quarter. Here's Santos Ramos coming up, back on the window, tipped up, no good. Finally pulled down by Ralph Snyder. And here comes Hurd for the Eagles. Hurd back out to Bowling. Bowling at the free throw line. Goes back out for Dorlag. 7:19 to go in the game. Still a 4-point St. Philip lead. Backdoor cut, sails out of bounds. Dorlag was going for Drew Crookston and had him, but couldn't quite connect on the pass.
Well, if you're Terry Newton, your kids have really got to dig down a little bit now, because if they're going to continue to play man-to-man, they're going to have to dig down deep and try to play at least as hard as they can for as long as they can.
Here's a steal by Hurd. He goes to the goal, misses the layup, gets his own rebound, can't get that one to go. Santos Ramos put on. Oh, there's a huge miss for Christian. Down the other end, Elliot Ure makes him pay. First 2 of the quarter.
That might have been a huge sequence right there, Dave.
That's a huge 4-point swing right there. That was a little puppy and should have been in for Christian, and then for St. Phil to do it at the other end. Here's Russ Snyder to the goal for 2. .54-50. I tell you another key to this game, Tim. It's been played at such a fast pace that as we get down here into these key situations, you're going to have to slow down. And the team that can play that way the best may be the winner. Here's Ugeti with the turnaround. That was blocked by Rice Snyder. Out of bounds to St. Philip. And Terry Newton wants a timeout with 6:09. While he does that, I'll remind you our sponsors tonight are Priebus Chiropractic Center, Troy Huggett's Fitness Pro, and the Catholic Athletic Association. And Tim, just to kind of expand on my point there, this game has been going so fast. As we come down, you're going to be required to take good shots, kind of hold the ball if you've got the lead, and try and get to that free throw line. And we'll see if the guys can kind of change gears and do that.
They haven't done that all night. So you're right, that's going to be a difficult situation to all of a sudden like put the brakes on and go, you know, oh, I got to slow down now. And again, you look at the foul situation. Heritage has 14 fouls, St. Phil has 3, so we're not really that close to the bonus yet. But I think you were right. I think this is going to come down to who's going to walk up there and make free throws when you're tired, when your heart's beating 100 miles an hour. You've been running up and down this court for the last 2 hours, and we're just going to have to wait and see who's going to be able to make them. I think you're going to find out. The team that makes them will play Wednesday night. The team that don't will not.
Here's Santos Ramos now. Covert is, of course, awaiting the winner. Ramos finds Solich on the inbounds pass for an easy deuce. Tigers by 6. Crookston down the lane. His pass picked off by Ramos, who's played an outstanding game on the defensive end tonight. It takes it to the goal for 2. Santos Ramos now with 11 points. He's been a key to St. Philip tonight, both ends of the court. Here's Crookston for 3, and he can't get it to go. Rebound still loose, finally pulled out of there by Solich. Ahead for Ure to the goal, and lays it up and in.
Well, I think Heritage needs a timeout.
St. Phil's lead is 10. Crookston goes down the lane, and we're going to get a foul on Ugeti.
That was a key call because St. Phil with a 10-point lead, Dave. Heritage is kind of getting a little helter-skelter, and we're just about getting ready to get run out of the building.
And see, that's part of it, too, is the Eagles, as they fell behind here quickly, just rushed the ball up the court. They didn't get a good shot. They didn't get a good look. I don't think they had a shot in the 6-point run the Tigers had. And that's kind of what I meant about switching to a slower game. I'm not sure these teams can do that. The 2 free throws brings the Eagles back within 8. Ball goes into the corner now. Goes back out for Ure. His shot's 3-pointer's no good, but it goes off the hands of Ryan Hurd. And right now, the Eagles finding a tough time to have things not bounce their way, and it's kind of been the last couple minutes that things just haven't went their way. They're missing loose balls, missing easy shots, and you just can't do that at this structure of the game. Here comes Ugeti. His shot is partially deflected by Esterline, but he's going to pick up his 4th foul.
I'll tell you one thing too, Dave. St. Phil is seriously executing their offense the last few times down the court. They're getting good screens away from the ball, weak side screens. They're coming off the screens hard. They're getting the ball inside the paint and drawing fouls or getting easy layups off the glass.
And
there's what you just talked about. You're playing hard. Your heart's going 100 miles an hour. You go to the free throw line to make free throws, and you don't get it there.
And as I said, Heritage is not doing that. They're trying to get it all back with a home run ball. And unlike MTV, there isn't a 20-point spot on the court. Inside it goes. Here's Hurd with a turnaround. They makes that one.
Now that was a little better that time. They worked the ball, got the ball inside for an easy one.
There goes Elliot Ure. He's walking it up, which is a good sign to see if you're some of the Tiger faithful. Santos Ramos down the lane, now pulls it back out. Goes behind his back, shoves it back out here. Down the lane comes Solich, and we're going to get an offensive foul called against Solich for pushing off.
Well, I'm not going to sit here and rag on officials, but I didn't think that was a very good call.
Well, I think as he came around, he saw Solich's arm come out. And that was the reaction of the referee underneath the basket. Well, now Heritage on the attack. Ball tapped away by Downey, and it's going to be out of bounds to St. Phil as a
nice reach around defense that time by Downey. He the man went around him, reached behind, knocked it away, and just knocked it off the Heritage ball player and out of bounds.
Rafe Snyder could not save it. Again, it showed the ball just by inches getting out there. And there's Ramos again. I tell you, Santos has delivered every time St. Phil's asked him to, and that may be the difference tonight. Here's the shot by Dorlag, no good. Goes this time off the hands of Ugeti. Mikely and Smith coming in for their respective teams.
I also think right now Dave Heritage is starting to figure out that we're going to have to start launching some threes. Even though there's still 3.5 minutes left, they're down 10, but you can see kind of the need to rush things a little bit in their minds.
Well, there's the first of those 3 tries, no good. Esterline had it stripped away from him.
Yeah, I guess by who? Santos Ramos reached in, knocked the ball away, and got a steal. You're right, every time they've asked him to, he has stepped up and answered the question.
He has made the plays when St. Philip's needed him tonight. Here's Downey down the lane, no good. Rebound loose, bounces right back out to Ugeti, and there's going to be a foul. And if this is on number 10, Esterline, he's done. But it's going to be on Brian Smith, which gives him his 4th. So the foul situation getting somewhat grim for the Eagles as well. 3:02 to go, St. Philip leading by 10, and they're going to get a couple free throws, and right now it looks fairly comfortable, but we've seen 10-point leads evaporate very quickly in this one.
Well, again, I think you made the point earlier that St. Phil's going to have to make free throws. They're going to get a couple when we come back. They're going to get fouled. They're going to have to keep this lead by making free throws. It's hugely important at this point. If you're Terry Newton, when you're sitting in that huddle, you're telling your kids, hey, you got to rebound, because they're going to start launching bombs. You know, they're going to start shooting 3-point goals. If you give up a layup, you give up a layup. But I really think that he needs to stress to his kids, hey, we got to box out here, because they're long rebounds. The guards have got to block out.
Hey, Tim, well, we got a chance here before we get back to the action. I want to remind everybody that the winner of this game is going to play on Wednesday at 7:45 here at St. Philip. They'll play the Covert Bulldogs in the second game of a doubleheader. The first game, starting at 6 o'clock, will be between Otsego Baptist and East Martin Christian. And the winners of those 2 Wednesday games will play in the finals on Friday at 7 p.m. So that's the schedule here. And the first free throw is no good by Ugeti.
When you get 2 shots, not so much the 1-and-1, but when you get 2 shots, you gotta make at least one of them. Right now, St. Phil doesn't want to necessarily sit on 64 points. They gotta be able to extend it by making free throws.
And he didn't get any, but St. Phil gets the rebound. No good by Mike Lee. Rebound still loose, finally pulled out of there by Mike Bowling. So the Eagles still alive. And there's the turnover once again. Eagles just.
Now again, St. Phil, you got under 3 minutes. There's no hurry here. You're up by 10 points. You don't need to hurry at all.
Yep, and Heritage just doesn't need to hurry quite that much. They've got to get a good shot every time because their possessions are now going to be limited, and they can't afford not to get points every time down court in this final 2.5.
There's no shot clock, so they can do out here as long as they penetrate the ball.
And Santos Ramos trying to get himself to the free throw line. A good floor leader is, but there's a turnover. It goes off. Santos playing it smart. He kept it long as he could and ran off a few more seconds there. How important are 3 seconds in this kind of a game?
Well, when you're down really at least 4 possessions, almost 5 possessions, or 4 possessions rather, you know you got to definitely take as much time as you can. There's a turnover.
And they turn it right back over. That's no way to have a comeback. That's what I was talking about. Heritage had to score there, and they didn't even get the ball in bounds. Now we're going to get a foul. And it's going to go against Crookston. That's his first, or second rather. His first was a technical foul back in the first. But he has fouled Santos Ramos, who is not the man I would want to see up there if I was Heritage Christian right now. And Santos drains it. Santos now with 15 points. But I think some of his other contributions may be even more important. Santos with 16 now. Tigers by 12. 2 minutes to go. Christian down the lane. Gives it up to Hurd. Hurd makes the basket. Timeout.
Now see, if you're St. Phil, Dave, that doesn't bother you. Okay, if you give up a layup, you give up a layup. But the bottom line is you still, with under 2 minutes to go, have a 10-point lead. And it's very important, St. Phil now, is take care of the ball, let them foul you, go to the free throw line, make free throws, and end this game. But what you don't want to do is you don't want to let them shoot an open three, and then not rebound so they get more open threes. If they can drive the ball to the basket and make a layup, so be it.
I'll tell you, Tim, you know, you look back to that layup where Ryan Hurd had that steal, and he missed the layup, and then down the other end, that kind of started St. Philip's little run here, and that is looming very huge at this point. But it's still a 10-point game with 1:55 to go, so it's not over yet, but with every ticking second, St. Philip's position gets a little bit stronger.
Well, what St. Phil doesn't want to do here, Dave, too, is they got to keep an eye on one little thing. They do have a 10-point lead, but they've only got 5 team fouls. So you don't want to get caught in a situation where you don't, you know, you take time off the clock. You got at least a foul, maybe 2 to give. You got at least 1 to give, anyways.
Downey to inbound against the press. Here's Ramos now. He's looking up the court, finds Ryan Riley. Riley almost lost it at the free throw line. Now we're going to get a push and a foul, and that will send Riley to the line. Let's wait to see who this foul is going to be on. They're going to charge it to Ryan Hurd, his 3rd. And Ryan Riley played a key part in this game. He kind of got the St. Philip offense going there in the latter stages of the first quarter and the beginning of the second. He now has 9 points, but 8 of them were in that first half when St. Philip was trailing. And that was a key contribution to this game and getting back in the game. Riley gets only 1. It'll be Christian's ball, now down 11. 1:44 to go.
Now again, St. Phil doesn't want to foul here.
Goes down to Bowling. Bowling gets the shot, in and out. Rebound Hurd. Hurd kicks it back to the 3-point line. Here's Dorlag for 3. Didn't get it. We get a whistle.
And that's what they do not want to do. And it was that. They're going to give him 3 free throws. That makes that foul even just more heinous. If you're St. Phil, you do not want to foul a 3-point shooter. If you're going to foul him, you certainly don't want him to shoot it.
Tell you right there, too. As the first one is good. We have not talked much about this tonight. But you know, during the regular season, almost all the schools, especially around this area, went to a 3-man refereeing crew. And right there, we had a foul called by the official who was on the far side of the court.
He was us closer to where we're sitting.
Exactly.
And the play was on the other side of the court.
And if there was a 3rd official, there would have been one about 3 feet from there. And Santos Ramos, he just couldn't believe it when he took a look at that foul call.
Well, the state only allows you to have 2 officials until you get to the quarterfinal stage, when they will bring in the 3rd official. But
I'm just saying, you know, that's one of those instances where,
because again, that play is over there on the other side of the court, over by the fans, and that 3rd official standing 6 inches from it, where this guy was over here. Not that it wasn't a right call or wrong call, he's just 50 feet from it.
Well, like I say, that was one situation tonight in all of this where I could see where a 3rd official might have helped in that situation. And I also got to believe that the referees, you know, they've become accustomed to working with a 3rd official, and this has got to be a little new for them. There's the shot, long shot, no good. Rebound to Smith. Smith can't get it. Out of bounds to Christian.
Well, Coach Newton is getting on his kids. They've got to block out. Don't give them second shots.
Yeah, they're too close now to let it get away, and these are anxious moments for a coach. Here's Bowling. He has it stripped away by Downey. Gets it up for Santos Ramos.
No hurry. Let him foul you.
Going to take this foul, and that'll be the 5th on Brian Smith. And
5 on him.
He will be done.
Well, if you're St. Phil, you got the kids you want on the free throw line tonight.
Santos with 16 points. Trying to make it 18. Yeah, got a little bit of a delay here. 1:05 to go. Tigers up by 10, 69-59. Shot on the way, and that's good.
Now again, if you're St. Phil, you certainly don't want to foul anybody, especially from 25 feet from the basket. So they're going to shoot them, let them shoot it. You're up by 11. Maybe, nope, you're up by 11, maybe more. Another good offensive rebound.
Rebound comes out to Solich, but
just let them foul you.
Black starts when the ball touched the rims. They may have killed 5 seconds just watching it bounce up and down there. Now Esterline has picked up his 5th foul, and Solich will get a chance for free throws. With 54 to go.
Wait a minute. I thought maybe it was not on Esterline. They called it on Hurd. That's his 4th. They didn't give it to Esterline. They gave it to Hurd.
All right. We'll let him continue, but Solich now with one more on the way. Makes them both. And that could just about do it, Tim.
Well, again, unless there's some craziness that happened, well, dribbling out of bounds won't help.
No, it did not. 72-59. The Tigers are going to pull out a win. And they're going to move on now to play Covert in round number 2 of the district here. This is district number 98.
Coach Newton found the hit from behind off the boards in like hockey a little comical because the referee, I think, they wanted an intentional foul, and Esterline made the nice save by grabbing keeping him from going in like the 9th row.
Yeah, Coach Newton was looking for the 2 and 10 right there.
Yep.
But Elliot Ure will get 2 free throws. Elliott now with 12 points on the night. And he won't get 13, but shot is good by Crookston. And we've got a timeout as the Eagles doing it all there. And
that might be their last one. They gave him a 2.
I don't know.
Oh, he was, I hope not. He was out here by the volleyball line.
Okay. We'll give him 3 then.
Oh yeah, that was NBA if it was an inch.
And look down here to my stat sheet for a moment. And
well, they're down 11.
Sure
I mean, you
exact
know.
starting point as the ball fell through the hoop.
But again, it's probably a good thing this ceiling isn't any lower because there's a lot of shots that have been real close to the beams up there.
Like we've explained to you, if it's on your side of the court, you can play it. If not, you don't have to. Vicky Groten, her Tiger volleyballers know that. And I want to tell you, Tim, the St. Philip volleyball team was very impressive this Saturday. They took on a Climax Scots club that was ranked 8th in the state, and they just totally destroyed them. They were awesome in that game. They were functioning on all cylinders, and I got to believe they're going to play volleyball like that. They could be headed for Western Michigan again in the state tournament. They're going to go down to Hudsonville this weekend and wish all the Lady Tigers well.
Well, Hurd just fouled out of the ball game.
St. Philip also looked good in volleyball against this Heritage Christian club in the final. But I was really impressed by the level they were playing at on Saturday.
Well, I tell you what, if you're Terry Newton, you got to be very pleased with your young men going to the free throw line here in the fourth quarter. St. Phil, except for a couple times, have stepped up and buried them here.
Yeah, they've kind of stepped up and pounded them down. And Ure will get that one not to go, gets his own tip. Ball goes out of bounds, and St. Phil will control with 25.8 to go. Well, this win will move the Tigers to 12-9 on the season. And they'll face an always up-tempo Colbert Bulldog club on Wednesday.
Well, I'm not sure who this is on, but I tell you one thing, St. Phil better come out and play a lot better, because Covert does have some rich tradition when it comes to basketball, and that's going to be a pretty good ball game.
Well, I tell you, an advantage St. Phil does have, well, actually two. Number one, they'll be on their home court, as they were tonight. But if you get past this first game, I always think it's kind of an advantage when you play that team that's had the bye, because they're going to go through that first night jitters, and maybe you got out of them a little bit. You know, we commented on how St. Phil looked like they were struggling tonight early. Maybe they can kind of catch Colbert doing that and get a lead. That could help their effort. 5 seconds to go. Here's bowling from three-point land. That was partially deflected. And the horn will sound. And St. Philip wins it 75-62. A very entertaining ball game here tonight, Tim. Very close all the way throughout. It just kind of got away from Heritage here in the final moments. St. Philip made a little bit of a run there. Again, you look back to that one missed layup.
Well, he had two shots at it.
Kind of triggering, you know, St. Philip scoring on the other end. A 4-point swing right there. St. Philip got the next 6 points, and suddenly they were up 10. And from that point on, they really controlled the contest.
Yeah, that play was very key, Dave, because he missed a wide open layup, got the offensive rebound, went up to shoot it again, and missed it again. And then St. Phil comes down here and makes a basket layup, basically. And that was just huge, because it really turned the momentum. St. Phil then got 3 straight baskets to go up by 10. And then it was kind of free throws, you know, changing baskets the rest of the way.
Okay, Tim, let's take a look at some of the scoring tonight as the fans file out here from a happy St. Philip Catholic Central Sheila Guerra Gymnasium. For the Eagles of Heritage Christian, their season comes to an end, and they were led by Drew Crookston, who had 20 points on the night. And then second was Philip Dorlag. Philip came out hitting threes from all over in that third quarter to bring Heritage Christian back within striking distance of the Tigers. He had 18. Ryan Hurd had 10. Josh Rafeweiler had 11, and Brian Smith had 2 to round out their scoring. And for the victorious Tigers, who, as I said, now moved to 12-9 on the season, they had Dave Ugetti add 5 points, as well as did Chris Mikely. And Mikely's came at a very critical time as they were building that lead here in the fourth quarter. 9 points from Ryan Riley. Ben Downey added 10. You get 16 from Andrew Solich, 13 from Elliot Ure, and 18 points, the leading scorer tonight, Santos Ramos. And as we said, maybe while all his points were very important, obviously, it was probably the contribution he made on defense and distributing the ball that really turned this game around.
Well, he seemed to make big play after big play when St. Phil needed it. He got a steal, got an offensive rebound, got a basket, got a free throw. He seemed to do everything when St. Phil asked or needed it, got it.
Well, as we said, this means St. Philip will now return here to their home court on Wednesday night. It'll be a doubleheader down here. It'll be at Seagull Baptist and East Martin in the 6 o'clock game to get things kicked off. And then St. Philip will play Covert in the second round of this tournament, with the winners to play on Friday at 7 p.m. for the district championship. And as long as the Tigers keep advancing, we'll keep bringing you this action on Access Vision. So be sure and tune in. We want to thank our sponsors once again, the Previous Chiropractic Center, Troy Huggett's Fitness Pro, and the Catholic Athletic Association for helping bring this action to you here all weekend long. As we said, we were down here for the volleyball team as they won their district, and now the Tigers are off on a good start toward the basketball district. And Tim, real entertaining game tonight. Your final thoughts?
Oh, it was very entertaining. It was up and down the court for the first half, and I really think, Dave, that St. Phil maybe a little bit better shape toward the end of the game. I think Heritage kind of ran out of gas a little bit. The shots maybe weren't falling quite as much because the legs weren't there, and you got to give St. Phil credit, because there's a lot of teams that fall behind 11-1 that could have packed it up and went home, but they just dug down deep a little bit, made some baskets, got off to Schneid, and ended up winning the ball game.
All right, well, that'll do it for us. Once again, our final score here tonight, the St. Philip Tigers 75, the Heritage Christian Eagles 62. This is Dave Van Giesen for Tim Schreiner saying so long, everyone.